wattle, you'll see these yellow and green here. They are wattle bushes. The source of Australia's colours, from lots of our sporting colours, the green and gold, they come from the wattle trees. So we're just about to come up to the Brookton Highway here, guys. Now just up the road, we're going to have a very, very brief but short little stop. And this is in fact a dog cemetery that sprung up back in 1974. There was a return services gentleman by the name of Paddy Wright, and he lost his poor dog Strike. Caravan, as you can see what I mean, we got a dirt road, but there is Strike sitting on the corner there, guys, and there's some information. So I will I'll just pull up here. I'll open a couple of doors if you want to take a photograph, funded by people themselves here. There's an art exhibition going to happen here in the town hall. Now the place is surrounded by farmland, but what do they have right in the centre of town? Their own little gardening plots. So they have a community farm garden here on the right hand side, guys, where people would come together, and it's more a social aspect to it, but pretty important in little towns like these. Very important, in fact. These guys are about to be working 16, 18-hour days soon. The local swimming pool, again, that's all part of royalties for Regions. The caravan park on the right hand side.
Sorry. In the grass tree in front of the pool.
Aha! We missed it. I'll spot some more. We're going to turn off this highway and now head towards our last stop out in Hyden. Now again, Clondinin is a town that suffered after the railway stopped coming through back in the mid 1900s. We're just about to cross the rail line up here. Now you will see newish rail line further out, but again, purely freight. And just here to the left and right we'll cross over. That is where the rail line, narrow gauge, used to run through. It's looking a bit derelict now, but you never know. With the population growth in lots of the towns, some have died off, some have made a resurgence. The likes of York certainly has. Hyden's starting to spruik up again. But you know, the likes of these towns totally reliant on produce from the reed belt. Some tourism. But the mining industry, yeah, is fueling obviously that growth, and like I said, they estimate, interesting, way back in 1933. Now during COVID, we did all but close off the state to the rest of the country, and they did so to protect the mining industry here, because had COVID got into all the mine sites around the country, it would have shut mining down at a massive cost to not only Western Australia but the rest of the state. So yeah, there were hard times. We were very lucky here though. I mean, there's no major isolations, just precautions that we take to protect each other. And if you're that sick, just stay at home. Not unlike the flu. called CSIRO, which are given the task to develop farming methods and various different scientific processes to assist with farming. And this is where they do a lot of their testing. You'll notice the paddocks divided up with shrubbery, and so they will in turn plant various variations of wheat or various dual crops together.